Hey guys, drop your name in the chat and we can get going. Tim? Tim?
Hey, Dan, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hey, we saw Jerry tweet out, his ACL injury. Obviously you got to feel really bad for a guy like that. I mean, just the emotions of a guy who's done it right, really the whole year long, an undrafted guy to get where he is just how bad do you feel for a guy like that?
Yeah, you feel awful, because he really has. He's improved so much from particularly from spring, just to where he's been playing lately. And really, he was, before he got hurt, he'd already been doing some good things. So you hate it for him. You don't want any of your guys to get hurt, particularly one of these long-term injuries. And the other thing is, I hate that it happened now in December. That's probably a 9-month injury, somewhere in there. But the good news is it's repairable. He'll work at it. He'll come back, and he'll be better than he was. So, but yeah, you hate it. You hate it for him and for our team.
And then, do you have any update on Alex at all? I know he left that game too with an ankle. Any update on his status at all? Is that long-term, short-term, day-to-day kind of thing?
Yeah, I would say that's day-to-day right now.
And then one other thing, did you hear at all from the league on maybe any other further stuff you guys have to do with the COVID and the flu that was going around, or is the process that you guys have in place now, is that good for the league? And are you guys just continuing with your normal procedures here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, as of right now, we're just continuing normal procedures. We all had to test today, and anybody that comes in the building has to test tomorrow, and close contact. So
thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Eric?
Hey, what's up, Coach? How you doing?
Good. What's up, E?
I asked Jared this yesterday. Obviously, just 4 games remaining in the season, and just the motivation to play. He said he was playing for pride at this point. Continue to play for pride. Just can you speak to that a little bit about yourself and the rest of the team? The vibe around the guys of how they want to finish these 4 games of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point now, you find out who loves this game, man. And there's something to be. You're talking about silver lining. That's where you're at, man. Yeah, we're not playing for the playoffs, but man, you're playing for the game. You're playing for the love of the game. You're playing for the name on your back, and you're playing for the guy who's next to you. No different than what I'm doing as a coach, man. I'm competitive, and I still want to win. We got a good opponent this week. People say they're the best in the NFC, and so, man, it'd be a great test for us. And no different than what we said we wanted to do 2 weeks ago, man. We're trying to find a way to win a game, and we want to compete and have a chance to win it at the end. So nothing's changed as far as that's concerned, and I don't care who we have. We'll go to war with the guys that we've got, and it may be the same guys that you just saw yesterday. And we'll have them as prepared as we can get them, and go in and see what we can do.
Dave?
Hey, just to follow up on what Eric just asked, I mean, you feel like you got a pretty good read on this group, though? Like, they are a bunch of guys that do have that pride that will, I mean, what we've seen so far, it seems like they've been fighting, so they will keep fighting till the end for you here?
Yeah, I do. I mean, look, they fought yesterday. It just, man, it was, it wasn't good enough. But the effort and the intent and all those things are there. So look, I think these guys, they understand what's expected, and I think there is enough pride in the vets that we have that trickles to the young guys. So yeah, I think we will. Now we got to be able to put together a good game plan, and we got to be able to adapt and function well with that game plan. And certainly it goes without saying, but 1 or 2 mistakes will be 1 or 2 too many against this opponent.
Right. Tim asked about Jerry. You guys, beyond Jerry, you guys have had, a number of injuries to that cornerback spot, to the young guys, right? Jeff and Iffy even missing time. How tough has that made it to get a read on, what you have at the position as you plan for the future?
It's not ideal, but I think that, certainly you love what you saw out of Jerry, and, Iffy, before he got hurt, was making some strides, and And so I think it gives us at least a jump start on what we think we have in the room. It's not ideal, but yet it's not a lost cause either. So, look, let me just say this. I know you're asking about the future, but dude, I thought Nickel Roby went in there and freaking battled now. I thought he did some real good things yesterday. And, we put him in a hard spot, but that guy's been there every day on practice squad, just giving us a look. His attitude's great. He gets no reps defensively per se, and goes in there and did what he did yesterday. And it's just, man, that's a true pro now. That's a dude who loves ball and gives everything he's got.
Sure. I asked about the cornerbacks, right? And maybe the I guess, uncertainty. One position I'm sure you feel pretty confident as tackle, and, Penei in particular playing really well. You've been around some good, tackles in your time, both as a coach to young guys in Miami and New Orleans, and probably as a player too. So how impressive is it sort of what he's done through 13 weeks here, both sides and moving and playing as well as he has consistently?
It's been impressive. And, I would say that, the decision to select him where we did has been a good one, a real good one, because he really has. He's gone in there and had to move from right back to left, back to right, and he's had some ups and downs, and he's on the upward curve. He's grown, he's taken it. Is what you want. Anytime you don't have success, you're going to learn from it. He's really done that and just improved. He's played through injury. He's smart. He's tough. He gives all he's got, and he's only getting better. So it's impressive. He's impressive. He's one of the better ones I've ever been around. That's for sure. And he's just a young buck.
Yeah. Just very last thing. I know the players are out of the building today. Is that just precautionary then, just to
Yes.
keep people apart? Yeah.
Yes. We're just trying to be as smart as we can, as diligent as we can be about this whole thing. And if we can, even if it means maybe we save one player from exposure to somebody else, we're doing it.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
Corey.
Hey, Dan. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good, Corey.
Yesterday, you spoke briefly after the game about Craig Reynolds' performance, a day removed. Just looking back over tape, what impressed you about him and his performance yesterday? And, picking him up getting him off the practice squad, short week, and 11 carries, 83 yards. Just what stood out to you about his performance?
I just think his consistency. He was steady. I mean, it's when you go into a game with a guy that hasn't played for you and you have a lot of trust for him, that's rare. And I would say I felt that way about it. Like, I didn't have one, just as a play caller, I didn't have one problem handing the ball to him. Like, I trusted him because I see it every day in practice against our defense. And I see him take reps for us offensively, because Swift's been down and Jamal. And so he's been doing things in practice for us offensively. He's been getting reps. So, and he's smart, man. He doesn't make mental errors. He's got vision as a runner. He's tough. He can protect, and he's got a little something as a receiver out of the backfield. So, and I would say what he did yesterday that didn't surprise any of us. I said that yesterday, but he did exactly what we thought he would do. And I think had we been able to hang in there a little bit longer and play we didn't get behind, I think you'd have seen a guy who would have rushed for a lot more yards than just what he did.
And if I can follow up with that, you just mentioned, DeAndre Swift out nursing an injury. Jamal Williams had to go to the COVID list. I know you're going to expect to get some of those guys back. Do you plan on keeping Reynolds, on the active roster moving forward, just to see what he has over the last couple of games of the season?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was impressive to see what he did. Brad and I will talk about all that this afternoon and tomorrow. But I know this, we like him a lot.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Yep.
Couple more. Ben.
You guys haven't had to play without Alex as much this year at linebacker, one of the guys that's been durable. Just curious how you felt Josh Woods handled that role. I think he had something like 13 tackles. We'll call him the defense. Just curious how you felt that went.
Yeah, look, let me start here, man. When you lose a guy like Alex with all the production he's had, that's That's a tough one now. That's a major gut punch. And it's really no different than we lost, losing Reeves Maben. I mean, that honestly, that hurt pretty good too now. And, but we've kind of, adapted a little bit, but to lose Alex, that's tough. But I would say Woods went in there, he took over the green dot. And, man, I thought for not having played as much as he's played at the linebacker position, making the calls, man, I thought he played physical. He was downhill. And was it perfect? No. But I thought he went in there and represented himself and us pretty well. And he'll only be better for it, too. Like I already know, you give him another week of work, and with the reps that he's gotten at linebacker, he'll be a better player next week at that position.
Two more. Tim?
Yeah, Dan, just real quick on TJ and DeAndre, is the expectation to hopefully get them back this week, or do you have any update maybe on just where they're at injury-wise?
Yeah, I mean, there again, it's hopeful, but we'll just have to see. I know both of those players felt better today, but, we'll kind of have to take it day by day.
All right, last one, John.
Hey, Dan, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yep, I got a couple questions. First one that's just a lot flooded my inbox. A lot of fans were just wondering, how much have you kept tabs on Michigan and Oregon football over the last couple weeks?
0.
Okay. And then the other football-related question regarding the defensive line, what did you make of their performance overall and some things that you saw that could be corrected?
Our defensive line?
Yes.
From yesterday. Well, look, I would say Michael Brockers had some production and did some things, and it just, other than that, we weren't good enough up front. We need to play and can play so much better than we did, and I'm not going to make an excuse as to why we didn't, but I thought Brockers did some things, and we have to be better next week. We will be.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Okay. Thank you.